Awesome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Whatever it is, it's just the good wishes from Fortune Changes. How are you guys doing? Put in the comment below how you're feeling. How are you doing, Rajat? How are you doing, Satish?
Wonderful. Good to
Great,
meet you,
great.
Satish. Good to meet you, Vivek.
Good to meet
Same
you.
here.
Good to meet all our audience today. So, welcome to this particular Fortune Talks where we're gonna crack the or rather we're going to crack the secrets, or not even secrets, I would say we're going to take out, like, loosen up the nuts and bolts about the entire education system, and how we are all actually tuned from our childhood on getting our education, and how it's going to really make us improve in our life and all those things. No doubt that is definitely a base, but if that has actually got you somewhere and got you stuck there, that means it's not helping you. Which means you got to move from one place to another place. That's where self-education is the most important. Welcome, folks. Let's go and start off with understanding how the self-education impacts different areas of lives from Fortune Talks perspective. Okay, like, hey Satish, the Mister. He's the youngest in our group. Anyway, so I have a few questions to ask you, Satish. Okay, when it comes to this self-education, you have been a CEO, you have been in sales, and you've been, I think, in corporate world for like many years, right? What role do you think self-education really plays in the field of success, according to you?
Great question, Vivek. Thanks, Vivek. So basically, Vivek, yeah, like you said, I was working in corporate environment for about 25 years, and the thing was that although there is a lot of focus in corporates for their teams to perform and for the teams to be exposed to various trainings, somehow, personally, in my case, I actually was very happy after I finished my education, my formal education. It's like bid goodbye to books. I'm a free bird. So that attitude carried for many years throughout my corporate life, and also when there was an attempt made by the HR departments and learning departments, L&D departments as they call it in corporates, when they send you for training, it's almost like you're doing a favor to them, and it's like a sense of entitlement that you have earned that respect to be sent abroad for a training, and then you are like Dada, So all this changed actually when I started something on my own, and for the first 2 years when I looked at the struggle journey that I had, in spite of knowing so much about business, about knowing so much about marketing and sales, when I was struggling, then I thought it was imperative on my part to go and learn certain things, and then I enrolled for some seminars, and I came across some amazing leaders, and the shift didn't happen overnight. It took me quite some time, and I decided to dedicate myself to learning. And one of the first early mentors told from stage was one thing which has remained in my mind. He said that when you have a burning desire and you do not wait for success to happen, and you don't do things for success to happen, you do it until success happens to you. That has stuck on to me, and it's been my mantra all throughout my last 4 years of my business career. So if it requires for me to read books, if it requires me to listen to podcasts of someone who's an expert in a subject, if it requires me to have audiobook to listen to it, or if I have to attend a seminar, whether it's through web-based, or whether it's a seminar face-to-face from attending someone's stage kind of a training program, I make it a point to invest that. So I have, with the help of Rajat, of course, I've got certain topics that I have zeroed down for this year also. And I focus on that topic, and I get the learning for that topic from whichever source. It could be from books, it could be some podcasts, it could be some audiobooks, it could be from guru, someone who's like expert on the subject. I will immerse myself in learning, and I'll see that I become a subject matter expert on that topic in a matter of, say, 6 months time, 9 months time, or 1 year. I have a target that I set towards it, I work towards it. And all thanks to Rajat.
Powerful,
Yeah.
really powerful.
Yeah.
So,
And
one of the
and this
one of
part
the
was
key takeaways. Sorry, Satish.
sure. Please.
From whatever you mentioned so far, one key takeaway is that in self-education, it's not that you keep learning different topics. Say, for example, I can go on learning about my own body, the way my mind works, my brain works, And can I be happy about it? Yes. And can I go on learning more about money? Yes. Can I go on learning more about, let's say, running? Yes. But how does it really matter to you, that one thing, right? For that particular year. This is a key takeaway from what this is learning for me. Great. Yeah. Thanks a lot. So what you're saying is that, in a summary, you have to, make up your mind and go with that for that one particular year, you want to become a master or an expert in that field, and go learn only about that throughout the bloody year. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
You're continuing something. Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. So one more thing that I learned from people like Rajat is, especially Rajat told me one thing, that when you are reading a book or when you're sitting down to acquire knowledge, what is the differentiator for you? As far as, earlier when we were in college, when we did our formal education, nothing wrong. It was very good, helping us to sustain ourselves, build a family, and build our expertise in a subject so that we could be employable or probably start a business on our own. It was needed for us to get that initial start. But then today, our focus is about learning on a particular topic for a particular reason. So what I do is, with Rajat's help, what I've done is, for every book or anything that I embark on studying, I write down my why, as to why am I doing this learning on this topic, and what is the end result I'm looking at it. Why I'm learning? Is it because I want to write a book, or is it because I want to do well in that profession? Is it because I want to be on the stage to talk about this topic and really be an subject matter expert? Like, for example, we know Brian Tracy. He's an expert on two things: on goal setting and time management. Of course, he's very good in sales management and so many things, sales, selling, and all that. But these two subject matters, my belief is he's the best, as far as in the entire world, he's best. Because what he did was that when he wanted to write a book on these two topics, he went and researched all the best books available on these two subjects, and he researched it so well. And he himself became a subject matter expert. He then started employing doing that, following those things, taking action steps as far as his learnings was concerned. And he really was living and breathing that expertise on that subject, right? Then he became an author and he wrote down books about it, right? So, it's just a matter of your why, your clarity of purpose as to why you're trying to gain the knowledge on the subject. And then you start with that. Then your self-learning in that topic goes to a totally different level.
Amazing. Yeah. Thanks a lot for this share. So, again, if you want to learn self-education,
add over here what Satish is saying, Vivek. This Brian Tracy, I was hearing him. He mentioned that the formula of success is very easy. It's very easy. Just read all the books, every little literature which has been published on that particular topic. And as Satish is saying, time management, he didn't even just read the books of time management in the English language. He did look into some of the Japanese literature, Chinese literature, all the different languages literature. Change that, the language from Japanese to English converters, and then read that as well. So that deep you need to go to that subject matter expertise. Why he has been Brian Tracy today. So, so this is something which I just couldn't stop myself adding it to what Satish said. And Satish, you've been a really good student. It's not just my credit, it's the effort which you've been doing on bringing your book out. So, but yeah, I just wanted to add that point there, Vivek. As we've been doing.
Very nice. Thanks a lot, Rajat. So, imagine the power of going so deep. So, self-education is not just educating yourself just by reading some books. It's how you read it and how deep you go. Excellent. Thanks a lot, Satish. Now, when it comes to self-education, right? From your own experiences, what are the tidbits that you would like to give our viewers today?
Yeah.
But
okay.
before you answer that, I would like to hear from our viewers. Put in the comment below. Okay. What is that one topic that you want to self-educate yourself on? Why are you self-educating yourself on? Go ahead and put in your comments. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Satish. Meanwhile, the question that I have for you is your personal experience on self-education. Go ahead. Please share it.
Sure. So for me, particularly because I am also in the network marketing field, and I'm looking at building my team and I've got a very good traction with my team, and I've built my team quite well across India. And so I actually was starting to read books on few topics, and I tell people, my team members, that for anyone to be a subject matter expert, or also to be a not just subject matter expert, but also to do well in their business, they need to have basically three kinds of fields that they need to master in business. One is, there is no compromise to being good in the subject or in the field that you are in. For example, I'm a network marketer in the wellness space. So I should have very good and thorough knowledge about the basics of network marketing, some basics about wellness, about preventive health, and all of that. So I need to be very good as far as this subject matter is concerned. And like all the gurus, like Rajiv, Priyank, Siddharth Rashikar, all of these people say it's a journey. So you do not have to wait till it happens. Okay, it can be a journey where you're already learning and you're committed to your excellence in terms of gaining the knowledge in that subject. Okay, so you can keep on doing that on the parallel. So your action taking is happening parallelly, plus you're learning also. Number one. Second topic, which one needs to be very strong, is about generality of the industry. For example, if someone is in the telecom industry, then they might want to know statistics about telecom industry, where it's headed. Is it like broadband services, which is going to be popular now? It's going to be like voice over IP. What is the technology that's happening, changes, shifts that are happening? What are the trends in the market? What's happening worldwide? What's happening in India? So all of that statistics are important. For that, they also might need to do some general reading. Also, they might need to do some reading. If they're from the marketing field of telecom, they might need to do reading on the basics of telecom marketing, about selling in telecom field. Or they might need to do something about the technology aspect if they're from technical field. Okay, so they need to know general subject matter expertise. They might need to gain on that topic, on that subject, on that industry, or that domain. That's number two. Okay, but that actually somewhat related to one. So 1A and 1B is what I covered until now. The second part, especially when you're in business, you need to master selling skills. Whether you are in the business and you are the CIO or the CTO or the technology head of the company, you're not a sales head. You've got another partner who's a sales head. But still, I would say that everyone who is the business owner needs to master the ability to sell. Okay, so first is domain knowledge, second is ability to sell. Very, very important. So people need to gain their expertise on that. Let it take 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, but they need to be on the journey very seriously to master the skills of selling. Because ultimately we are in the business. We're in the business actually. End of the day, we're in business. Number 3 is about mindset. Mindset is something which is applicable for everyone. Yesterday I was, in fact, it's ongoing now. I'm in the 10X growth conference, and we had one amazing speaker yesterday itself. He was talking about how he was in the ghettos in US, and then how he came out of that and he changed and transformed his life. He's one of the biggest celebrities in the US, and he's starred in so many movies. He's into production of so many movies. He said how he visualized things in spite of not being able to physically seeing things, how he visualized things, how he manifested that. So understanding your mind and understanding the game of the mind is also very essential, very, very important. You might call it meditation, you might call it visualization, you might call it affirmation. All of those things I'll put into one basket. So that third aspect also one needs to master, especially if you're in the serious business of making an impact to society. So these 3 aspects. First one is domain knowledge on the subject that you're handling. Be really a big expert in that. Second is building your selling skills. And third one is about mindset. Understanding the mindset, how your mind works and how you can manifest things in your life and in other people's lives.
Wow. This is like some truth bombs, value bombs, self-education bombs. Very nice. Thanks a lot, Satish, for your
You summed it up. You summed it up totally. It's like flood completely. It's Einstein's formula. E is equal to MC square.
MC square. So I think we can maybe some other day, some other fortune talks where we can ask Satish about when he was educating himself during school days, how he was. Was he an Einstein or was he a playboy? We can talk about that a little later. But
sure.
Thanks for your information and values that you have given, Satish. I would love to. Hey, can we add Chetna into this?
Sure.
Meanwhile, I would love to hear from our audience today based on those top 3 things that Satish mentioned about you need to have a domain knowledge and you need to master your selling skills. And the third one is what, Satish?
Mindset.
So mindset, three
Mindset.
things.
Mindset.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah.
What have been your experiences? Go ahead and put in your comments. Okay. Hey, hi Chetna. Everyone say hi, Chetna.
Hi, Chetna.
Good to
Hi,
see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
nice to
Okay.
see you all.
So Chetna, as since you arrived a little late, I think directly we will attack you, right?
Punishment to
So
you.
punishment, punishment. Yeah, yeah. So Chetna, what is that? See, when it comes to this, the fortune talks that we're having today on the self-education, how important it is, right? Um, what do you think? Okay, that one thing that you feel that needs to be really, really incorporated in formal education.
Okay. First of all, hi, good evening, guys. I think I was waiting. I was listening to Satish's talk. In fact, I just logged in a minute late. Yeah, thanks for asking Vivek that question. See, definitely my top thing, what I would like to say, the one thing which has to be incorporated is about the life skills in the formal education, which I myself felt because I have been working and my initial years of experience was in the education sector. I worked in schools for more than 5 6 years. Based on that, and also like now, if I look back with the kids, the life skills part is one of the major aspect which will have a great impact once they finish their formal education and they come out. See, what happens is during the formal education, 12 years, 21 years, they'll finish their the schooling, the graduate college degree, and some may go for the post graduation also. Once they finish this, they'll just enter into the actual world, and they start exploring and okay, what it is, and they'll be not able to take up its stress. They'll be not having the clarity on what exactly they studied. They'll be not being able to handle the minor stress, which is not stress. In fact, they'll be not. It is a lot of things when it comes to life skills. My major prior things which I would like to tell is about the values system, about the belief system, and how to stay happy. So, right, that
Wow.
is these three things. If they get to know, if they get to learn in during their early years, see, life would be so easy for them once they get, I mean, finish their formal education. Now, what happens is they'll get into this, they'll finish their education, they'll start working, they'll be in the rat race, and even the small things hampers a lot. See, why therapists, why counselors nowadays it's increased because they are not able to take up the small stress even. If a boss
Mm,
scolds, they'll be just getting to that zone of, okay, my day was totally worse. So
yeah.
why the boss scolded? What was the reason? I mean, they will be not even able to think and respond to the situation. They know to react to the situations. So my answer is Vivek, of course, definitely it's the life skills which has to be incorporated in the formal education, which will
Mm.
definitely help them once they are out of their formal education.
Wonderful, wonderful. I mean, it's in a way. I think you put it so nicely, Chetna. It's like, hey, no matter however successful you might be CEO, you might be a director in a company, you might be a business owner, or you might be a professional doing whatever, right? But handling failures in life, right? No schools will actually have ever taught us so far, at least,
Yeah,
right? So it's only through our own life experiences what we have learned. So,
true.
like what you say, life skills. This is one of the things, right? Handling failures and being happy, loving more. Wow,
Values, belief
values.
system, and being happiness.
Wow,
These are the three
values, belief
things.
system, and being happy. Wow,
Yeah.
nice, nice, good, good. So VHB, value, happiness, and belief. Good, good.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Chetna, for that thing. Hey, by the way, we all, I think we just started talking about, self-education and you should do that and what are your experiences, blah, 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 blah. What really you feel, Chetna, is what do you mean by self-education? What is self-education actually?
Okay. So, what is education? Education is a, process, right? Education is a process which facilitates us in the learning, right? It can be to upskill, to learn a new skill. It can be to acquire knowledge. It can be to develop a new habit. It can be to develop our belief system. It can be anything, right? So what has happened is, like, as I was just telling about the formal education, I mean, not about formal education, basically, I just wanted what it can be included in the formal education. But when it comes to self-education, so it is more on what I need at this point of time, right? As Satish summed up very beautifully, actually, I mean, completely agree on it. Like, when he told in a perspective, when a guy or when a person is working, or when a person is having a business, he told me with that aspect, like, if you want to do something, then learn that domain knowledge, have the domain knowledge. So you wouldn't have learned that in your formal education, right? So you wouldn't have that clarity, okay, what I'll be doing in the next few years. So you might have been, when it comes to business, giving my example, I started just 1.5 years back, exploring what exactly I need to do. I was not aware. So first thing what I did is, like, I just invested into learning what is business. Right. So coming from totally an employee, because none of them come from a business background. I mean, in my family, I'm the first person who is exploring this phase. So for me to have that knowledge on what is business, whether it is offline business or online business, I just wanted to know that. So first thing what I did was I invested on learning it. I think, as Satish was telling, my first mentor was Ajay Talreja when it comes to the know what exactly is the business. The second mentor is, of course, Siddharth Rajshekhar, who taught me what is digital coaching business.
Yeah.
Right. Once I started exploring, okay, what exactly is business, what exactly I need. So I started getting, this is my definition of self-education. When we know what exactly we need, so we need to invest in learning on that, whether you do it by yourself, whether you invest in your mentors or coaches, or be it any medium, whether you learn through YouTube or reading books. So it can be any mode, but to know that what exactly you need, and when you have that question marks, you will start exploring, okay, what, from where can I learn? So for me, the definition is like, okay, when I invest myself in learning something which can take my level of, which can transfer my individual to the next level, is like self-education. Transforming myself to the next level.
Wow. And very soon, I think we should be seeing Chetna as guest lecturers in all the, institutions, IIMs, trying to tell people about, self-educating. I think, what, self-education itself should be a course in all the education systems we have.
Yeah.
Right? How to self-educate yourself. Wow, powerful.
See, that's what, like, the topic itself is self-education can create fortune. It can create fortune because we ourselves are transforming, right? Definitely, once we did this, if you see the Chetna in my school days was totally different. Chetna after the marriage was totally different. Chetna after this, after she started working, she was totally different. And now Chetna, since 1.5 years, she's totally different. See, these are the different phases, like, where we are exploring. And now, once we know that, okay, self-education is the best, how it has helped me is like by investing myself on it. That's it, I can tell. So it definitely can change a person's fortune.
Kya baat hai.
And I think just adding on to what Chetna has been saying, the jobs which we have seen at Vivek will not be there in next 5-10 years anyway, which is also already been changing. So now we don't have jobs of regular engineers or doctors, or of course there will be there, but as the way we've been progressing, I think you will find jobs, and we're already seeing it, completely different jobs of copywriters coming out. Did you hear copywriters as a job 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I mean, like, so I believe the whole industry is changing, and self-education is the right thing to discuss and talk and work on in the formal education as well. What Chetna has been saying.
Rajat, there is one more thing. You are telling there are certain jobs which shouldn't be there, but there are many jobs which none of us are aware which is going to come up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now we know certain things which are there. Okay, copywriters, digital coaching. I mean, there are many things which we are coming up with, but there are so many jobs which are going to be. I mean, different opportunities are going to come which we are still not aware. How drastically the technology is advancing. It's like, yeah, we have to be with that pace if you really want to grow.
Guys, let's do one thing. Let's speak our heart out. Okay, it's we all have been in business, right? Fortune changes. Each of us are doing
Yeah.
so many things. I mean, if I look at myself, when I started my online business, I started something called the art of financial independence, right? And then money and this one, rebuild your financial life, right? And now I'm doing financial fitness festival, and then I'm doing money breakthrough. That has been because of self-education. And I have seen personally how every one of you have grown, what we were doing and the way we were thinking for fortune changes and how we evolving. So what I'm trying to say is it is not only for job that is changing. Self-education is required even for business owners, even for trainers, coaches, anyone to transform themselves on a regular basis, because the business landscape also is changing. If we still go with the courses that I built like 2 years back, people might not be interested. I need to be giving them what they want today. And that's exactly, I think, what we've been doing. And now I think, Rajat, yourself, you from where you were, and now you've gotten into serious coaching, author coaching, from what I've seen, right? That is because of the self-education. I think what you did for yourself, what works the best? Yes or no?
Absolutely, absolutely, Vivek. Absolutely. I
Amazing.
think all the work which we have been doing in past few years, it is kind of summing up now. At time when 2 years ago or maybe 1 year ago, we may not be thinking or seeing that how will it really play out. But now I can strongly see a correlation. Whatever we have been doing and whatever we were doing in the past, the story is building up, it's summing up, and you will see that kind of a hockey stick. Suddenly we will find that Chetna is there in all the schools talking about the uh, for self education. So it is happening, it is going to happen, and it's only because few of us have invested our time in self education. We have come out of our comfort zone. That's the only major reason what I could see, Vivek, here.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
Great. Amazing. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Rajat. Rajat, I think we're waiting for Shankar. Mr. Shankar to join in. It would have been a good mix of
Let the best guy join the last.
So I think
So,
Vivek,
Vivek, I have a question for you. So, in the process of self-educating yourself, so are you losing money?
Wow, you put me in a spotlight there, Chetna. Actually, you make money. Okay, you don't lose money. What happened? And let me just give you a small story. Okay, how the self-education has transformed me. Um, I'm a CA. Okay, and my dad was a CA himself. I think most of them know that I was 21 when I lost him in an accident, and after that, things simply started crumbling down, right? And even though I was 21, even though I had a financial knowledge, I was doing my CA then. I've seen my dad doing all these things. I didn't know how to manage things that time. I ended up actually, me and my mom, we ended up selling our own house to repay the loans that we had. Okay, so later on, what happened after that? I took a corporate job, that this blah blah blah. Learned from people, got in touch with some amazing mentors in life, and I simply started following what they were doing, right? And that's how I actually learned that you don't have. I didn't now. If I had the knowledge what I have now, and if I have to go back in time and try to do something, 100% I would have saved my house. 100% I would have multiplied my properties. Might be having two or three properties now. Maybe if that was there, I would have done it perhaps 10 or 15, right? So self-education really does not cost you money, but if you think what, nothing's going to happen to me, everything is hunky-dory, and if you fail to educate yourself, that's when it costs you money, like the way it happened with me. You know,
Wow.
so
Yeah. So, what did CA Institute not teach you about numbers?
okay.
Guys,
You know,
just little watchful of what you're saying, okay?
I
Yeah,
know, I know.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no. The thing is,
Don't use a
no,
name like CA Institutes and all, but yeah.
no. Let's talk about facts. Okay, I have the highest gratitude in regards to one of the premier institutes in the world. Okay, it has made me what I am today. Okay, I have fullest respect for the knowledge that they're giving, whatever, right? But there is see the difference in what they teach you is to you be becoming a humble human being and actually being a thorough professional where you actually help by large the society and the government to help meet its financial requirements, accounting, reporting,
Taxation.
and making sure taxation, right? All these things. But the basic skills of a human being, how to manage money, has not been taught by the institute. And not and I'm not against it. I'm not against it. All that I'm requesting is that, hey, can you look at this as another curriculum? Maybe a short course, because they have come with beautiful courses today. It's transforming people really. But why not this also, right? And I wouldn't even want to call it a C institute. I would say our schools, our colleges today, they have to inculcate this concepts of money management for anyone, like how you spoke, Chetna: belief,
Correct.
values, happiness. Next would be money. Everything about money, basics 101 about money has to be taught, and that is the biggest missing link, which I have discovered in my self-education journey. That there is so much more, and this is happening on a daily basis, by the way. Even today I'm learning, tomorrow I might be learning something new. For example, some principles of Ken Honda, what Robert Kiyosaki has taught, Anil Lamba, what he speaks about in the romancing balance sheet, and there are some amazing influences on social media today. The kind of things that they say. For example, there's something called like, let's say if you have a loan, and if you want to prepay, if you want to close it sooner, okay, there are so many ways people say, okay, but fundamentally there are two ways. Okay, there's something called debt snowball method, like that. So all these things have been learning for me. So which also means that the in whatever industry that you want to be in, the industry that you are in, the space that you want to be an expert in, as what Satish mentioned in the beginning, educate yourself. If you decide that, what, this year I want to educate myself in this particular topic and go bloody deep in that year fully. I think this is what it is. So mainly, this is what is the missing link.
We really want to learn this debt snowball method, Vivek. We are hearing this multiple times from you. Huh? We keep on telling about it. We need a separate session on debt snowball method
Yes.
only.
In fact, Rajat, I've been working on a loan reduction secrets as another course of mine, which is going to get launched very soon. So stay tuned. But of course, until then, if you want to get my coaching, you can reach out to me.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Great.
Wonderful.
Great. Thanks a lot for wonderful questions, Chetna, you asked. Do you have anything for
Yeah.
Rajat? Let's
Yeah,
hear
I
from.
do have. I'm just Rajat. Do you think authoring a book need to be a part of school curriculum? Again,
course.
school has come into picture now.
Of course, if money can come in school curriculum, why can't authoring a book? Huh?
Exactly. Exactly.
No, absolutely. Chetna, this is required. And if I try to correlate what Satish mentioned in his session, that the need of domain knowledge, if I speak about, I have my students who are of 9 years age, 10 years age, 14 years of age, and they are bringing their book faster than the adults. Again, I'll repeat, some of the kids of 9 years, 10 years, 14 years, they are bringing their book faster than their adults. The domain knowledge
Wow.
that they are gaining, the imagination that they do have, it's not
Wow.
getting killed. The imagination is not getting killed because many a times we get into so many subjects of mathematics, trigonometries, and most of the other subjects in our schools, at times it kills our imagination. So I strongly feel this needs to be part of the curriculum in every school, because in schools, when kids are sharing, writing anything, whatever they've been imagining. Yesterday I was talking to a girl, her name is Aditi, and she's been talking of parallel dimensions, she's been talking of space, she's been talking of fantasy, she's been talking on the topics like, the Emoji Movie and the Journey to the Center of the Earth. Look at it, these are the
Wow.
kids can become the J.K. Rowling of tomorrow. Why are we not been promoting, propagating some of these subjects which are so required? And what is it really taking us of is it really huge exercise? I feel, there were times when people were not knowing about authoring a book. Publishing a book was a major blocker, and because that blocker is what people saw, they just did not do that first step itself of writing. Today I tell you, the industry is changed. You can publish the book in 24 hours free of cost in Kindle. You can do it right away. Whatever, more than 4,000 words if you've written, there is a book there already, which is there in your shelf. Why are you not writing and sharing your knowledge and stories to people? So what I'm trying to tell you, if I talk about the domain knowledge, with what Satish was mentioning, the formula he gave it to us, right? The imagination piece, the domain expertise piece, better that you inculcate that in the kids from the time that they can really take it up. Instead that they've been doing it at my age, at Satish age, at Chetna's age or Vivek's age. So that is one thing which I would say. Second is the mindset element. Many a times we do and we're struggling. I mean, as Satish was also saying, anybody who I ask, anybody who I talk to in my coaching clients, it's not a game of skill set. It is not at all a game of skill set. I do 12 sessions with my coaches, out of which 8 sessions are of mindset, 4 are of skill set. That comes also late, the last ones. So it's all a game of a mindset, because in the whole process of schooling, experiences, jobs, we have taken so many brunts of a lot of people out here. We started labeling ourselves that I am not good enough. I am not good enough to become an author. I am not good enough to become a writer. I tell you, when I talk to my 9-year-old, she says, I will be writing this book in next 2 months. I said, why? Because of summer vacation. Right now that's going on. After that, I'll be big girl. I'll be coming into the 9th class. Look at the kind of clarity that they have, because they know they are good enough. If I ask the same question from some adult, he will say, maybe this year is my target. I am hoping I will be able to complete it this year, I guess. But yeah, let us see how it progress. These are the answers I get, because it's again a question of mindset. And that mindset building, if we do it at the very beginning, at the start, at the time when you are in a school, imagine the difference it's going to make. And the last
Yeah.
piece, again, as Satish was mentioning about the selling skills, the sales. I tell you, some of the great influencers, speakers, Gary V's and all been telling that your kid should be started selling from the time he is standing,
Yeah.
from that time itself, because that will bring the kind of a confidence that will give a lot empowerment to people and the kids. Imagine that, yeah, you can get your whatever candies you like to have, earn it by becoming a YouTuber, earn it by writing a book. Maybe you have written 4,000 words or 10,000 words, publish a book, publish an ebook, let you sell it, put a video, you get money, go earn candies. They will value money as well there itself, and the relationship of money will also get stronger. So
True.
I think whoever has been listening to this and whoever is going to listen to later can touch base with me, because I am a very strong propagator of getting the authoring a book in schools, very much must. And I tell you, whoever is my author, student is in a progress and completing the book very soon. There is one girl who's writing a book on blind ballerina. The kind of imagination gives me the goosebumps when I talk to her. The number two, as I told you about Aditi, she's been writing a book on parallel dimensions. The number three, my son is writing a book on imagine a world through 10-year-old eyes. You have to inculcate the good habits in kids. How many school curriculums been telling the kids that okay, you need to write, you need to read, you need to read a lot. And what are you reading? Not just the textbooks, but some of other books which can be of personal growth. My son read 15 books in 30 days. Look at the kind of
Great.
look at the kind of thoughts that people have. I tell you, it's not just my son. Huh? I have spoken to a lot of people who are younger than my son as well, and they complete one book in one day easily.
Mm.
One book in one day easily. The kind of focused reading and the way that they read and complete it. So it's not a
Right.
question. It's not something like my son here is a kind of completely unique. No, it's just that you need to show that empowerment, bringing that sort of a curriculum and structure and that habits at this young age. When you do that, then life is sorted. Life will be sorted. They will be very much standing on their feet and can take care of anything that may come to them later. So I feel it's a time to actually place that authoring a book as a curriculum in some of the school curriculums as well. And I've been
Yeah.
talking to some of the teachers and the principals as well, Chetna, on that.
Yeah, as you told, I completely agree, Rajat, because kids have that imagination is still alive, and it's not that because once I mean we are grown up, a tree can't be bent, but as a kid we can mold them however we want, and whatever we want we can feed them, so they'll be in that receptive mode. And yeah, definitely, I mean I agree. Along with life skills, authoring a book also can be a part of the formal curriculum for in the
Yeah,
schools.
I think these are the good habits if we place it in our kids. That is kind of a upbringing that we've been bringing it to our people. And when we do that, then we don't have to take some of our adults to past conditionings. Any
Sure.
coaching also you do right today, they say that hey, there has been some issues with your past conditioning. Maybe your upbringing, something has gone wrong, something someone has said which you have taken into your heart inside you, some bad habits which have come out, maybe the environment. So once you are putting the good habits already in kids with a very clear structure around, and I hats off to some of the parents who have been actually asking their kids to come take my author coaching, and they've been doing that. I think that's sort of a broad-minded parents which we require to ensure that we are doing the right thing at the very first time, at the very beginning. Instead, we've been doing it after 20 years and saying, okay, let's go to some past conditionings. Let's do some of the understanding of what has gone wrong in you and let's try to fix that. So why don't you fix it at the right time, at the very first time? So that's my thought process there, Chitna.
Yeah. So my next question is, Rajat, like how self-education has helped you as an individual? How were you before self-education and how it changed after the self-education?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. Thanks, Chetna. So I don't know if I shared to the group here, people who've been listening. I am into profession. I am doing my full-time job, and I've been a thorough professional past 20 years of my life and continue doing that. And last 2 years, 2.5 years, I have got into the author coaching, though I have always been listening to some of these success gyans and some of the training events of some coaches you did mention from past 6, 7 years. But I wasn't taking much of an action. It was more like a energy bombs to me. That oh wow, I learned something really good. I got something really fine, very nice. I will try to place that thing into my office, my career, and I tell you, it works. It works because when you are learning something of marketing, of some sort of a selling skill which you have got it from some training out there, end of the day in job also you are selling your idea, you're selling yourself. So it really works. Similarly, the mindset, because you are understanding some of the people when you are into the self education, you are talking to multiple people, you are talking to multiple perspectives. When you hear the multiple people perspectives, you get to relate that in your job as well, that okay, how is the consumer behavior shaping up. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, after I became much more serious, because I started seeing that the results started coming, people started seeing it benefit. 30 plus people have already come up with their books with my coaching. 100 plus people been writing it. And not just a tangible book what is coming, it is a change that they are seeing it in their life completely. It's a shift that they've been seeing. As I keep saying that, I am not going to help you to only write a book. As an author, you will become a new you. Whatever your old you was, we will take it out and will make you new you. So that new you person who will be very confident, who will be very conviction in his talkings and ensuring that things are been happening as per how it should be, and that sort of value, the value mapping that comes out, I think that is a difference. When I started seeing it in my students and people who I interacted, I started taking it much more seriously, and I started doing some of the time which I could spend in my weekends with my students there. But I tell you, it was the kind of a selling skills, the kind of a mindset, the kind of a domain understanding, it was limited when I was in job. I was in kind of a one of the well, Chetna. So I was in one well. I was knowing about some of the domain understanding, some expertise. I was knowing maybe some of the sales, selling skills or some mindset around to a boundary actually. But when I come over to author coaching and started hearing people perspectives, I actually finding it that I am actually in ocean now. And this ocean is complementing to my job as well. And it will complement to you, to your business as well. If you are a business person or a professional job person, self-education is for you. It's not that is it really for me? I don't think it's for me. I'm very happy. I'm very much in my comfort zone. I'm doing my job 9 to 5. I will do. I think COVID has given a lot of reasons to people to do some more work, to understand little more about the self education. Because tomorrow, if job is not there, tomorrow if job requires some other skills as we were talking about, you need to imbibe, you need to inculcate some of the new things which are coming up, and you have to do it really fast. So I think that's the journey what I have seen, Chetna. Before me, I was a professional. Of course, I was good in my work, but I didn't know much about the perspectives of people. I didn't know much about the selling skills. I didn't know much about the mindset. But after getting into the coaching, into much more serious and talking to people, understanding their perceptions, what sort of issues that they may face, even the selling influencing skills actually helped me complement it in my job as well and in my coaching as well. So I feel it's really required everyone. I speak to sometimes some of the job professionals because I've been there, and I say, hey, you like photography, right? Why don't you do something little more about it? You can do it in a weekend. Come on, Rajat, leave it. No. I don't need to go over there. I don't want to study all that. यार काम बहुत है अभी फैमिली को देखेंगे क्या करेंगे अभी दोनों ऑफिस ही है ना बस. I think that sort of a mindset required to be changed, because that sort of a mindset is actually going to affect your job as well. I tell you, once
Correct.
you get to
And
understand that, yeah, go on,
that
Chetna.
just as Satish told, if a person doesn't have that burning desire, they will not enjoy their job what they're doing. I mean, chodo, like whatever you're telling about the hobbies or what they like doing. So how you were able to manage very beautifully this over a period of time. See, you are very scheduled your weekends for but your the authoring thing, and weekdays you beautifully managing your work. See, it depends upon that desire. If they don't have a desire, neither their formal education will not help them, nor their self education. Both, neither of them will help them to their for their
Absolutely,
growth.
absolutely. I think if you do not have desire to grow, if you do not have desire to learn, to do the self education, then you are actually leaving a lot of things to nature. I mean, tomorrow
True,
anything can happen. I tell you, job industry is also very uncertain. There are many things which you cannot control. I mean, I cannot control. There were some things that happened to me few years ago, which I couldn't control. I was a very amazing, awesome person, but one of my boss didn't like me. Maybe I said something which he did not like, and my promotion, my whole career path turned further upside down. There are many things which keeps happening. I mean, that's like kind of the political pressures, issues which we do see in job. There are many things which you can't control. You have to really do some sort of a self-education to do that understanding of how the other perspectives and things also work, which will actually help you there in your existing and current job too. But yeah, I think desire is must. You're right, Chetna.
Agree to that. And I think it was actually wonderful talking to you people, and nice insights. Every week on week we're coming with the different topics, with different insights from each individual's perspective, because same topic, but all the five of us or four of us have a different perspective onto it based on our personal journey. So it's not only for the audience who are watching, but it's for ourselves also. It's like the kind of growth, the kind of transformation which is happening for us also every week on week, the kind of insights we get listening to each other's views on that particular topic. It's simply amazing. And yeah, of course, this journey will continue for a long time for sure. And thanks for giving and spending some 50 minutes of the time on Sunday evening, especially. I know that everything has a schedule thing. Satish will be in some training, and you have your family time on Sunday. And it's great talking to all of you. And Raj.
I just add, what Satish keeps saying, the intent of this fortune talk is to give a value and helping people. So I think that's the reason why Satish, being such a busy professional, been there 72 hours in past 3 days training, giving a commitment of coming at the learning hour of 8 p.m. every Sunday here. And Chetna, you've been completely thoroughly occupied into your activities of podcast and activities you've been doing on Ikigais and all, and me as well as Shankar and Vivek. So because we have understood one thing, that we need to give value to people, we need to help people, and that's the best part of the sales also, I tell you. Because once you give the value, once you give the helping mindset, it is actually going to make us as subject matter experts. And the only principle which we've been following is consistency. As we continue to be consistent in this, the target is suddenly going to appear, and it's actually appearing, which we've been seeing it in our journeys also. So I just wanted to sum up what you mentioned, Chetna, as well. Back to you. Yeah.
Thank you. So I think that's it from my end, and thanks for
Thank you. It was a nice evening.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Satish.
Thanks.
Anything you want to add, Satish?
No, perfectly fine. See you all next week. Let's keep rocking.
Yes.
Thank you, Chetna. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Raja. Thank you,
Thank you.
Satish.
Thank you.